This community has some of the dearest people I've ever met. People I've met because of cars. Like, this is just a portal for experiences. It was heartbreaking because I spent 4 years getting my first Bavaria. I was on my way back from work. One day I'd had an especially bad day at work, and I thought I'd take the back roads to clear my head before I got home. And then a girl turned, she was only 16, and just hit me head on. So then I learned that they have crumple zones in this, which was nice because I don't think I would have come out very well. I just had a cracked rib and some cuts and bruises, and I was fine. But it was heartbreaking because that car was trash. And it knocked me out when I remember waking up and I was like, I didn't know where I was at, and I remember hurting. And I was in a lot of pain. And then, like, my first thought was like, I'm in a lot of pain, but I was like, is the car gonna be okay? Which is horrible. But I actually started tearing up a little bit because I was like, it's done. Like, the transmission was touching the ground. It was 4 years of work. I learned a lot on that, so instead of taking 4 years, I was able to get it up and running in 8 months. So I learned a lot. And I was able to I bought the wreck back from the insurance company, and then I took all the new parts I put on that. And so this car is like probably 40% my other one. It was so gross. Like, I was kind of mad because before I got in my accident, my friend Brian sent me a photo of it on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, I already have a Bavaria, I don't really care. And then, like, a couple days later, I got in the accident. It was horrible. It was covered with this black mold. And then the interior, a mouse had made a nest in everything in the front. That was the first time I ever dry heaved working on a car. I know this car, like, I literally have had my hand on everything, except for the engine internals. But I pulled the subframe, rebuilt the CV axles, I repainted the subframe, put all new bushings in. All the suspension is Bilstein Sport. Then I ended up later putting a 28 millimeter sway bar in the front and 19 in the back. It's got brakes from a BMW E9 because I kept having incidences where I'd lose the brakes on this. I was on a rally and I got grouped in with a bunch of 911s, and I was keeping up okay, but man, the brakes were getting rough. And then we were coming around and I didn't have any brakes at all. So when I got back from that, I put the better brakes on it and the sway bar kit. But it looks pretty bad, but it's mechanically pretty sound. I love it. It's called Eisenschwein, the Iron Pig. Call it the Iron Pig because it's an iron block and it's bulletproof, and they made them from like 68 to 95. The hard thing was getting these in the correct order. Like, I'd gotten all these put together on one side and then realized I had one of these retainers flipped. So I had to pound it back out. And then I made a puller tool out of it, but then this rear rocker shaft ended up being kind of loose. I noticed it was pushing back, so then I had to stake them. But I got everything lined up the way it's supposed to. Hopefully it'll stay that way. That engine, I believe, probably has over 200,000 on it, and it runs pretty solid, but valve seals at the very least need attention. It smokes on the acceleration. I'm tired of the carburetors, trying to get both of them synchronized right. Like, I've filled with them for almost 8 years now, and I can't quite get it right. This was like kind of a dream I've had for a while, is to put like the M30b35 engine in. This one has a little more displacement, and the torque on it is notably better than what that has to offer. And at the same time, I'll put the 5-speed transmission in it from the 4-speed. I'm hoping that it'll have about 200 horsepower to the rear wheels, which will be pretty good in that car. There's so much stuff, the books and the internet don't tell you, and like all the stuff on these swaps, the forums are from like 2006 and they're fragmented and the photo buckets aren't working, so it's just hard to piecing all this together. I can't imagine trying to do it on something older, But I'm really grateful. There's a lot of cool people in the community that are willing to help. I think working on things is good for people. Like, I think it's helpful and it's therapeutic. You can work all day long and not see any results of your efforts. You can come home to a relationship that maybe isn't, the most fulfilling, but you can go out in the garage and fix one thing. It might take you a half an hour, but at least that day you can say, I did something. I love that term for everything, Wabi Sabi, because I just think it's more fulfilling to take something and do your best to fix it. Western culture, if like something breaks, we just toss it. The Japanese have this principle about like repairing something with integrity. So it's like you're not just bodging it up. It's like a fence post. Over time, the wood expands and contracts, and after a while, the nail is loose. Wood looks weathered, and so to fix it, you use a screw, but you still kind of have like intrinsic beauty. You still see like the rust, weathering of the wood, and it has a value, aesthetic value in itself, I think. And a lot of times you can make it better than it was when it was new. It just, it has aesthetic challenges, and that's what this whole car is. I had looked for like a rally in the Midwest that was like approachable, that wasn't a 4-figure entry fee to get into it, or that I would have to take a week of vacation to go to. And I found one that was relatively close. I was very excited. I signed up for it. I participated, and it was cool. But the thing is, like, they literally wanted me to write an essay as why my car was deserving to be in it. But then it was like, well, then we'll let you know like 2 months before the rally. It made me a little bit angry, and I'm kind of impulsive. So I immediately bought the domain for Round Headlamp Rally. Because years ago, Brian and Carl and I had sat around like, usually if a car has round headlamps, it's probably kind of cool in its own way. I wanted to be good people that were good to each other. I wanted to be approachable, where you're not having to burn off all your vacation, try to keep it to a weekend and try to keep it interesting. But I also wanted it challenging. I wanted people to be proud that they got their rig through it. This community has some of the dearest people I've ever met. People I've met because of cars. Like, this is just a portal for experiences. The real thing is, it's a community of people, but that also the automotive hobby community is full of some of the worst humans. They're exclusive, there's brand snobbery, there's all sorts of income segregations. Mars, I think, it's all good people that I'd want my kids around. It's people that are there to help each other instead of just, busting balls or, I love it. That's why I did the rallies, and I want people to feel inclusive that aren't always included, I don't know what, but the rally, all of a sudden we had like a lot of LGBTQ people like out of the Ohio area were kind of interested in it. And I'm glad. That's probably the thing I'm most proud of, is that these people thought like this is a safe place for us to include ourselves, and I love that. That's all life really is. Like, you just try to accumulate as many good stories as you can. You can think about them when times are rough or they're entertaining for other people.